Okay, so today it's Friday, I believe. I've lost track of the days completely. Today's plan is to head up to Ullapool and I'm not doing any proper walking today, but I'm going to have a bit of a wander around the Corrieshalloch Gorge, which is apparently a massive gorge with a waterfall and a suspension bridge, which is supposed to be quite pretty. So go up there, get some pictures hopefully. Another cracking day. It was freezing last night, absolutely freezing. I think it got down to 3 degrees, and I've got my quilt that I use for summer camping, which is supposed to be virtually summer. Goes down to a comfort rating of 5 degrees, so it got a little bit chilly, even though it's only 2 degrees. It did get a little bit chilly, so I had to put an extra couple of layers on, but it wasn't too bad. Once I got my layers on, I was absolutely fine. So I think tonight I'll be busting out the Rhue scent bag, a 900, which is a proper winter bag, goes down to a comfort of -10, so there should be no issues there. So heading to Ullapool, doing Corrieshalloch Gorge. Then the plan is to head to Rhue Lighthouse. There's a nice walk down there, and then somewhere, well, I've seen on the video footage of other people on YouTube, there seems to be some decent flat areas, fairly grassy, on the embankment looking out to the sea. So that's the plan for today. It may not come off because it depends how busy it is. It's Friday now, isn't it? So there might be more wild campers out there. Worst case scenario, put the seats down, sleep in the car. But the good thing about Scotland is you can, as long as you consider it, you can pretty much camp almost anywhere. So if it's too busy there, just drive down the road for a bit, see what I find. Like I say, worst case scenario, there's plenty of laybys, sleep in the car, or just find a grassy banking and stick my tent up. It's only a 10-minute job, isn't it? So that's today's plan. So hopefully we'll get some good footage of the gorge. It's gorgeous weather again. I don't know if you can see the sun is out. I'll give you a quick view of where I've pulled over. So I'd be lying if I told you I knew what those mountains were. I've driven for about 5 miles, so I've kind of lost my bearings a little bit as far as the mountains are concerned, but it's pretty spectacular still. So I'll catch up with you at the Corrieshalloch Gorge. I had to pull over because my journey is taking me all along the banks of Loch Ness, and well, to be honest, I keep nearly crashing because I just try and look at the views outside, so I've just pulled over to take some pictures. I might have a bit of video footage. Look at this. The famous Loch Ness. Comment if you can see Nessie anywhere. I can't see any trace of her. Stunning. It's about 16-17 degrees, well, probably more actually. It's lovely and warm. So I'm packed up and I'm just in the forest walking towards the Corrieshalloch Gorge. Don't know much about this, googled it, looks like some nice views, so watch this space and see what happens. I don't know if you can tell, but it's very wobbly, this bridge, and it's a long way down. That was very wobbly. Looks like that bridge out of Indiana Jones. So I'm on the viewing platform here. You probably can't tell how high this is. It's a long way down. And that's the Indiana Jones bridge I've just come across. You can just see it in the background. Very pretty. Won't want to jump. Good place for a bungee jump though, I guess. Well, I've arrived where I wanted to do an overnight camp tonight. However, the car park unfortunately does say no overnight parking, which it didn't on Google Maps, and didn't mention anything on any of the parking websites I've used and checked. So, you know, look at the site, I'm pretty gutted. So what I'm thinking of doing, some houses right up by that car park. I don't want to upset anybody, so I don't leave my car there so someone decides to put a window through or puts a brick through the window or tickets it or whatever. So I might just knock on a door and ask if anybody's got a bit of drive space I could use, and if they'd mind for a small fee. The worst they can say is piss off, isn't it? So, and it'd be a shame to pass up on such a great spot here. I mean, looking out over there, it's just fantastic because there's tons of islands over there. I'll have to check my map to tell you what they are. I would hazard a guess. Might be completely wrong. Could be Isle of Skye over there. Probably not. So I'll find out and come back to you with that. So let's go ask some neighbours if they want to be neighbourly and let me pay for a parking spot. Well, bad news on the camp spot. I was planning to go to just past Rhue Lighthouse where I took the previous footage. That it said no overnight parking, so I went and knocked. Well, I didn't knock on a door, there was two gents chatting at the gate. So I said, look, what's the possibility of me parking somewhere? I was hoping to camp somewhere on the coast. He went, well, you can't park here. And he was really polite. He said, you can't park here, we appreciate you asking. He said, you're not really supposed to camp here either. And I was like, oh, fair enough. He says, oh, but then he was we had a chat for a bit, and he said, you know, he said how we were all thinking basically about the whole wild camping gone to shit with all the idiots, you know, making a mess, so they're trying to crack down. He said they had some idiots there last night with crates of beer and stuff. So he said, oh, I wish I could say yes now because you've asked so politely. I said, it's not a problem because, you know, you let one, you've got to let them all. So he did give me some tips from where to camp, and he said, oh, if you go up by the tip, and I thought, yeah, brilliant, sounds brilliant. But they said, just keep going past the tip. It's just a recycling centre, it's not like a big smelly landfill. Keep going past there. So that's where I've come. And just some tiny country track past the recycling centre, and to be honest with you, it's a pretty good spot. So I'm set up there. That's the track I've come up. I'm literally, so I don't even have to walk to my pitch. I'm parked there. This track goes on there, but ends up just being a footpath. So I stopped at the right point. And then this is where I'm set up. So I'm a little bit higher up, looking out to sea. Not quite sure what those mountains are at the moment. Again, I will find out and let you know. So it's not actually a bad pitch. And surprisingly, touch wood, there's doesn't appear to be too many midges. Not that I've been bothered at all this holiday, really. I thought I might be bothered a bit more up in the middle of nowhere. I don't get bitten. I tend to they just annoy me, you know, just flapping about your face. But that's the same whenever you go camping anywhere. Just midges and flies and stuff just annoying you. But I've not been bitten yet, so famous last words. So whether that midgy stuff I'm using is working, or whether I'm just not prone to getting bit. I never get bitten on holiday either usually, so when I'm abroad, mozzies don't bother me, so fingers crossed. But yeah, the gentleman was really nice, and I think, in fairness, set me up a good spot, really. I'm not going to see the sunrise because of where I am, but I probably wouldn't have seen it anyway because it's going to come up. I might see a bit of it. It should start about there, because the east's about there. So yeah, oh, how am I completely wrong? Will it come? Anyway, I should see it at some point around here. But yeah, somebody was running towards me, and I thought, oh hell, someone's going to tell me off. It's just a trail runner. And she went, oh, you've picked a great spot there. So now literally the car is there, and I am, what, 10 steps there. So I don't even have to get all my rucksack packed up, which is even better. So, fingers crossed, I should have a good night's sleep. There's no wind. I've got the phone over there doing some time lapse to see if I can get the sun going down. It's a bit cloudy, so you can only see a little bit. But not a bad spot at all, and shouldn't upset anybody. It's in the middle of nowhere. The recycling centre's not open on a weekend, so nobody will be here tomorrow anyway. So I should imagine the only people I'll see tonight, maybe a couple more trail runners and dog walkers. But it's getting dark now. So fingers crossed, I'll be up and about before anybody's up here and decides to kick off. But yeah, quite happy with that spot really. So if I don't check in before, I shall see you in the morning. Can't help myself. This one's to the solo summit here. Brew with a view. Does it get any better than that? It's so peaceful up here. Good morning. Well, my alarm didn't go off this morning for some reason. I turned my phone off to save the battery, but usually it still goes off, but anyway, it didn't. So I had a bit of a unplanned sleep in, not massively, 7:15 instead of 6:30. So as you can see, I've woken up to it's a bit cloudy, but you know, it's not a bad view. I think there's a gentle breeze, I don't know if you can hear it, but hopefully these clouds will get pushed over by the time I get over to find Home Bay and get the kayak out. It'll have fared up. I'm not going to go over for a bit yet. I think I'm going to pop down to Ullapool, maybe grab a coffee and just have a chill out for a bit, and then head over there. So I had a good sleep. That it was so peaceful last night. I mean, so peaceful that every time you hear any noise, it wakes you up, or it just spooks you. I hear a few munching noises outside the tent, which is obviously sheep eating grass. But you don't see them. There's sheep poo everywhere. I've not seen one sheep, but as soon as you turn the lights off and go to bed, they'll seem to come out and just stand outside your tent. So Anyway, that's enough for me for now. I shall probably see you, if I don't see you before, I shall see you down at the kayak. So, it's just after 8:20. I've had my breakfast, had a coffee, all packed up, and as you'll see, apart from a bit of flat grass, that's where I was. Obviously the dent in the earth is not because I'm fat, that was already there, just an ideal pitch. But yeah, I'll definitely, if I do come up this way again, camping, not this time obviously, then this is definitely a spot to stick on the radar and use it for, you know, for future reference, because it's just, I can look up, I'm parked there. I know it's wild camping, so you could argue that I'm not wild camping, but the fact that I didn't have to transfer all the gear from my other bag to my rucksack, trips, miles, you know, it was just a bonus to be able to get out of the car, set up there, and pop back to the car if I needed stuff, you know, and it meant I had a bit more space in my tent as well, which is always a bonus. So definitely a successful camp, despite initially thinking I'd been scuppered. But and this one is so peaceful. The other one down by the lighthouse, I would have probably been bothered by walkers and people dog walking very early on, because it's a very popular footpath where I'd be camping. So there's me trying to see the positive side. Glass is always half full. So right, let's head to Ullapool, see if we can get a coffee. Although I don't know, anybody will be open at this time in the morning, but we can try, can't we? So I thought I'd come and have a coffee and sit on the jetty wall and have a look out to sea. So I thought I'd grab a coffee, and as I was at the counter, there was some pastries on the counter. I thought, ooh, look, there's a pan of chocolate like that. I'll have one of those to go with my coffee. Bit into it, it was bloody black pudding. Black pudding in like a sausage roll, but obviously it looked black and dark, so I thought it was like dark chocolate. So that was a nice surprise. I love black pudding, but not for breakfast. So yeah, it's all good. Keep me regular, I guess. Check out this view. This is another brew with a view. Check that out. It's absolutely beautiful down here.